8th grade. All right, so this week, as I kind of alluded to last week, we are doing a project that has to do with jukebox musicals. So hopefully you did those Google Form things last week. So you learned about jukebox musicals, and then during your asynchronous time, you learned about book musicals. Okay, so if you have not done those things, you need to make sure that you catch up. Okay. I have two different versions of this jukebox musical project. And so I basically decided that I'm going to offer them both to you. Okay. And so you can look it over and see which one you'd like to do. You need to let me know which one you want to do so that I can unassign you from the other one. Okay. So it doesn't look like you have two humongous large assignments in your Google Classroom. Okay. So let's go over both of them so that you have an idea of what's going on. All right, so we're going to be looking at the Jukebox Musical Project Song and Scene Performance. Now, this is one of the two things that you can choose to do, right? And we're going to go over this in class, but yeah. Why is there a 1 right there? That's annoying. Okay, this option is for students who are interested in performing a song and then writing a scene to go with it. You're not thinking about the entire picture of the musical, but you have a basic idea, right? So I want you to let me know in the private comments if you're choosing this version of the assignment so that I can unassign you from the other version, so the presentation version, which we'll talk about next. Make sure that if you're working in a group that you share your Google document with each other and make sure that I have access to it too. That way then I can kind of help you as we go. You will have time in class to develop, write, and rehearse this. However, it is due next Friday, April 30th, regardless of which cohort you're in. So make sure you plan out how you're going to do this with your group. You can, however, do this by yourself too. So there's an attachment here that has a rubric on it, which has slightly different points, but basically the planning and the written scene are 25 points rather, and then the scene and the song performance are 50 points. Okay? All right, so your group will use a contemporary song to create an original scene that smoothly transitions into the song. You will receive a grade on this planning worksheet, your written script, and your performance. You will rehearse, memorize, and perform the scene, adding costume and prop pieces as necessary. So let's go over this step by step. Step 1, choose a piece of music that everyone in your group is familiar with and that is school appropriate. It should be a song that has lyrics that spark ideas for a play with your group members. So then you're going to type your chosen piece of music, in quotations, the song name, and then by blah, 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 whoever the person is. You're going to print the song lyrics and show them to me before starting your scene. Okay, or you can ask me and I'll look it up on the internet. Or you can send me the link, even better. Read the lyrics of your chosen song and write down what you think the song is trying to tell the listener. And remember, a lot of times the lyrics of songs are kind of like poetry, right? There's a lot of symbolism in there. So you want to think about what that actually means. And if there's a music video of that song, you can watch the music video and kind of see what the artist is showing. And so you can kind of get an idea of what their thoughts are with it. So you're going to give me an answer to what is the song about? What is the songwriter's message or theme? Step 2, talk with your group about some ideas for a short 2 to 3 minute scene that will happen before the beginning of the song, and then 3 or 4 lines that come after the song ends. So you're going to write a couple ideas. We could do this, or we could do this, or we could do this. Then you're going to choose one of those ideas or a combination of several of those ideas, and then write a full description of what happens in the scene and how that song will fit into it. So hopefully that should happen in the first day you're with me, so Monday or Thursday. Then you need to spend the next day writing your scene, okay, and then kind of developing what you're going to do. So during your asynchronous time, you can rehearse it. Or if you are asynchronous first, you can go ahead and start and then, be rehearsing when you come in later in the week. So step 3, begin writing your scene. Make sure to use proper play structure. Okay, so centered title, who it's by, so you guys, and then who the cast of characters are and where it takes place. And then you want to make sure that you are writing in correct script format, where you either have underlined or bolded character names followed by a colon, okay, and then what the lines are, and then the stage directions are in parentheses and italicized, okay? And if there are any red squiggly lines, make sure that you fix those, okay? Google Docs doesn't quite catch as many grammatical mistakes as Microsoft Word does. So if you're on something that also has Microsoft Word, I find that it's helpful to copy stuff from Google Docs and plop it into Word just briefly, just to see what other things it'll find. So just an idea. All right. So that is the Jukebox musical performance version. All right. So now let's talk about the presentation version. All right. So the Jukebox musical project presentation version. So if you want to work on your own, or you prefer the planning or conceptualizing of a musical instead of the performing part of it, that's fine. This would be the choice for you. So you're going to check out the video where I go through the assignment, so you're watching it, okay? And then you're going to get to work. Make sure to comment below on this assignment to let me know that you're choosing this one so that I can unassign you from the other one. This assignment, just like the other one, will be due next Friday. That should have a Y on there, not Frida. On Frida, April 30th. This assignment will be due next Friday, April 30th for both cohorts. Okay, so you've got to kind of manage your time and figure out how you're going to do that, right? So do you chat it up with somebody or start, figuring it out, conceptualizing it on Monday and Tuesday when you are asynchronous, okay, or at home, or are you in person and you're working on that, by yourself or with another person? It's up to you. However you need to do to get it done, because next week, remember, you are testing again. The point breakdown basically is the concept of your musical, so those different parts, the outline, the list of songs, a brief set design, a costume design and character profile, and all of those are attached. You have a template, and so I have it printed out, but basically it looks like this, and you're able to kind of fill it in, typing wise on there. It might be a good idea, especially if you are someone that likes to draw, that you, I can print it out for you if you'd like, or just draw it on another piece of paper. You want to figure out how you want to present this, because your performance of this is you presenting this to me. So whether that is live in person next Friday, or you film it or you do a screencastify, that's what I'm using for this, where you pull up what you have created on the screen, and then you record the screen with yourself explaining it, okay, so you can get the audio and the video. Hi, me. There's, a lot of different options, Prezi or PowerPoint. Again, use the template that I've attached how you wish. So your presentation should be about 5 minutes long, okay? And that is what's worth 25 points. So you get a total of 75, just like the other project, okay? So you want to make sure that you have a way to visually show us, me, myself, and I, the musical and what it's all about. All right, so this is what that template looks like, okay? And so it says you are to create and present a proposal to begin producing a jukebox musical of your own design. And again, we learned about this last week, so you should be pretty familiar with them. Your proposal will need to include small examples of all the aspects of your production. Okay, so again, it gives you great detail here of an outline of the story, the role, the relationships, the focus, where does it take place, what time period is it, what's the situation, what are the tensions, what's the conflict, okay? And so however you want to present that is up to is up to you. But when in doubt, write more. Okay. Obviously don't, turn in a 20-page paper or something, but, the outline of your story should, the basics, a good summary or synopsis is a solid 8 to 10 sentences at least. Okay. So, keep that in mind. So a list of songs, at least 5. Okay. Who would be singing it? Where would they be singing it? Why would they be singing it? Okay. And again, you want to think of who is the artist that you're choosing. Okay. Someone that the majority of people know. Okay. We had a conversation in one of the cohorts about somebody wanted to choose a YouTuber, and that's all well and good that you listen to them. But it needs to be someone that if you walked up to 100 people on the street, 75 to 80% of the people would know who you're talking about. Okay. Like Taylor Swift, Elton John, Michael Jackson, those kind of people. Okay. So you also need a set design. And again, you're visually showing what's going on. So whether you're going to draw that or whether you are going to, create a model of that, however you want to do that. Costume design as well. And then a poster of that musical. So what is the concept going to look like? Okay. So I look forward to seeing what you guys put together.